any of the SIEM tools, mostly their mode of operation is almost the same because the parameters you'll be working with are very much the same across the applications. So, like I said today, we'll be looking at a real world incident report from Wazuh, and it's going to be an SH brute force attack. By the end of today's class, you will be able to see how a level one pushes out an alert or pushes out an report based on what he has monitored. Then that will give you a kind of roadmap to what you will be doing on your own end of the Wazuh interface. So when you find something suspicious, you try as much as possible to report it as accurately as possible. Some of the parameters might not be open in your own end, but majorly the most important ones will be there, and we are going to look at them all together and understand how important they are, why we need them. After this end, after this segment, the level two guys will in turn respond to that report. And by responding, I mean they will have to go back to go and look for that report in the Wazuh. If they find it, then they will go in a little step deeper to verify if it's truly a bad one or a good one. And in doing that, they will involve some threat intelligence platforms. They will do their own deep analysis and present a more heavier report about that incident as they are responding to it. Then they can now escalate it to either the manager or close it. So, but for our stage, which is level one, we will be concerned mostly on doing the heavy lifting, sieving the noise out of the whole system. Been trying to, I think 30 minutes ago, I tried to refresh my dashboard and it's saying dashboard is not ready. What do you have in your end? Because I saw you online a couple of hours ago. Is your Wazuh up?
No, it's
Hello?
not. I'm getting the same response.
I think it bounced back to 109.109. So check dot 109.
That is where I am. Saying Wazu dashboard server is not ready yet.
Okay, okay. Maybe after the class I'll find out or refresh the whole system to get it fixed. Maybe I can even do it now so that it can, you know, reboot while we are on class. So it's rebooting. Okay, so hope you know your last class has been pushed to your class recording folder. Have you seen it? Both the material, everything is there.
Okay.
So we are looking at a SIM alert interpretation and incident response reporting. This this lesson teaches students on how to interpret real Wazoo alerts, understand the structure of an actual SOC ticket or report, analyze security events using MITRE attack framework, NIST 800 to 53, and log evidence. Identify attacker behavior, example, brute force or credential attacks. Recommend proper response and mitigation actions. Students will walk through a real incident involving SSH brute force attempt against a Linux host, which is what we are analyzing here. So let's look at the ticket report overview. The first one is security event. The level 2 guys who are responding, when they are now reporting, their report will carry number 1, security event, then from number 2 to number 10, which goes on to explain in details everything that happened on that particular issue, on that particular case, with evidence, everything. So this is 1 out of 10 report slides. Level 1 is concerned with this number 1, security event that happened. Level 2 guys, they continue from number 2, the incident, event of interest, what really happened, evidence, what, all those tickets. So let's take a look at this report. We are seeing the security event, the date and time of response being February 19, 2025, 2020 time zone. The date and time of reporting, we are seeing 18th February 2025, 21 for the age 20 for 8. Then we are seeing JID. JID is Jira ID. Jira is a software, is a what's it called, report management software. So for every ticket that is being coming out from the Jira, it's being given an ID number. So this one was tagged SAIMC AMMS 587. These things, like for example, these ones now are just variables. They are not stamped on any ticket. But for you to find out where this incident is coming from, you want to trace it from the reporting tool, you trace it with this name. Then if you want to trace this incident on the Wazuh, you go with the Wazuh ID. This is normally the Wazuh ID. Comes out with ID. I didn't even know our network has dropped. And I was talking. At what point did you lose me? Sorry.
Yeah, um, you were trying to mention, what is it called? The ticket report overview.
Okay.
How it moves from level to level.
Okay. Sorry about that. I didn't even know that the network was. I was focused on trying to get the VM up and running. So the Jira ID, like I said, Jira is a software, a reporting tool. So it has a number tag also to it. And that's just the challenge with using password. Hello? Sorry. Hello? Yeah, it's not ready yet. Once you use hotspot, just know that once there's a call, it's going to breach your network. So we also have the target IP, the source IP, agent ID. I was saying before that this, if you want to look for this particular incident on the Wazuh, this is the ID you're going to use to find it. Finding incidents on the Wazuh is a very, very trickish, you know, it's very, very trickish, but there's a little ways to use parameters and get it on. Then the SOC analyst is going to be you or me. You have your manager, your checkmiter ID to know which tactics and techniques the people that are coming in are using. Look at the rule level, priority, event of interest, what they are doing, what they want to do, or what they did. Then first find timestamp and the last timestamp. So we're going to analyze all these things one after the other. Then we call it a day and get ready for our next class, which will see us inside the Wazuh trying to replicate this report or this kind of report. So the first one is a date and time of response. So the response time is when the SOC analyst started working on the alert. When the SOC analyst started working on the alert, that is the response time. Permit me, let me switch back to the main network. Let me see if it's going through. Okay, I think it went through. Yeah. Good. You're there, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's back. The platform is back again. So
Okay.
when the SOC analyst started working on the alert, that is called the response time. Then the reporting time is when the Wazuh manager generated that alert. That is why we are having the response time is when you started working on it. Then when it was reported, it was on the 18th. That is almost one day ahead apart from each other. Note, this helps analysts evaluate alert latency and SOC response speed. It is very, very important. This time difference. How fast can we notify or can we be notified of an event and how fast we use to start responding to it. Then the JIRA ID stroke case number. Like I said, it is a unique identifier assigned by the incident management system. So different companies have different tools they use for their reporting. Some might use Jira, some might use any other software. So, so that's whatever that software is, it must have an ID number that it will assign to each ticket that comes across to it. So that is that. It is used for documentation, handover, and what? And what?
Tracking.
Yes. So the next will be target IP here. So the target IP is the system that was attacked. See 10.0.10.5. This was a system that was attacked. The note, this allows SOC analysts to know which asset is at risk. So if we are in the system and the target IP, these ones are normal. Like you see the dates are standard. Date is a standard. target IP is the standard, source IP, agent ID. Some of the important rules parameters are very standard, meaning even if you go to another company, you might still find out that they are answering the same thing. So the target IP is a system that was attacked. Target, and this allows analysts to know which asset is at risk. So the next is a source IP. Where is it coming from? Who is the attacker? This is the attacker's origin. 218.920.145. If we say, okay, let's even check out this guy's stamp on the virus total. Paste his IP address. Search for it. Something happened yesterday. I think one of the students, a payment something. So he shared with me, same second that he scanned this payment link, and it only got suspicious by one security vendor. Said, okay, number one, so far as they flagged it as suspicious, just trade with care. And what you can do is, why don't you go and look out for that one that has been flagged? Go and look out for it, see more information about it. And by the time he went in, he got a lot of information that made the connection very, very malicious. So you see, some of these little things will help you even in your day-to-day activities in order not to fall prey. So this guy, the attacker, is from China, and that's his IP address. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 vendors have marked him as bad. So if we go through, you will see some of the things as well. So this is the attacker's origin, and it's a letter reference for the threat intelligence or enrichment abuse, which is what we did now. When I'm writing my report or when I'm trying to respond to this incident, I will take a screenshot of this, look out for more evidence, take a screenshot, and add it to my report to enrich the report more, backing up my claim that this person's intention cannot be good. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here we have the agent ID. Now, the Wazuh agent that generated that alert, for every alert to come, it must be coming from somewhere. So, for example, let's say it is coming from the printer. We must have installed a Wazuh agent inside the printer to get us information. So, that agent that is inside there giving us that report is what we call the agent. So, it also has ID. You can use it to ID it in the Wazuh. So, it helps identify which machine logs triggered the rule. It helps us to know which particular machine it is that we're looking at. Then we are here at the meta tactics ID. The SOC analyst is already you. Your manager, host name, where you are under. The ID is the ID of that incident in Wazuh. For example, I have not logged in. Every incident in Wazuh has an ID. So you use that ID to find it. Use that ID to find it in Wazuh. So for meta tactics, you're going to be doing an extensive study on this particular meta tactic framework because it is going to enlarge or enhance your knowledge on threat hunting. Also, for you to know when and why and where the threat is coming from, or where it's going to, or where it is at a particular time. I think there is a you can find that on your Wazoo, but I would encourage you to do it by next class. We'll look at the extensive material on it. We'll go to the site where it is, then look at it properly because it's very, very important. Every alert has an ID that signifies what these people are trying to do in a grand style, in the grand time, what they are trying to do. So it shows the attacker attempted credential access. Maps, see, this T1110 is called the brute force, and it maps the attack behavior to a globally recognized framework. Meaning, when you go to this globally recognized framework, you can see this brute force tagged as T1110, then see other things also around it. The things that the attacker can do after doing that. So it also shows the attacker attempted credential access. Try to get some credential. Then we have the rule level. Rule 10 is high. This indicates severity of the cases. Wazuh rules ranges from 0 to 15. So level 10 and above requires immediate analyst action for level 10 and above. So these are some of the parameters too that help you to keep your eyes on the most important things to look at. Then the last but not the least is a priority, SOC, the priority level, P2. So there are more priorities listings that are on the platform. But as you're going on, you will find out that all of them are in priority scales. So Wazuh can tell you P2. When you look at the P2, you find out that it is a high one. So it can be P1, it can also be P3, P4. So by the time you look into the platform, you see how this affects. So this is just a simple intro into what your report will contain or should contain as a level 1 analyst. And these are very, very important IOCs. Very important, and it will help you ahead of the work. So let me go into the Wazuh before we wrap up and see if we can find any similarity between what we looked at and what is actually on our own side of the Wazuh. Okay. Can you see my screen? Are you there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I went to. Do you know how I came about where I am now?
Is it
Did you know
this is your
how?
Wazuh now?
Yes. Do you know how I got to this place?
No.
So let me start again. So on the normal dashboard, I went to threat hunting, scroll down, and just picked anyone that feel that has maybe the one that is of interest to me. Let me find the ones that will have techniques and tactics. Go back, absolutely. Oh, August 25th. So now, what is it? So no one has gotten any. Sorry, I'm trying to find the ones that will have very high severity because the higher the attack, the more information we're looking at or we will get. Okay, so let's pick one. So I picked one and the log came up. So we could see timestamp. We can see ID underscore ID. This underscore ID is different from this ID here because this ID here, if you look at the Wazuh ID here, the numbers are always long. So this one, I don't know which parameter it is. So what else can we find here? Agent ID here, 002. So we can find agent ID. See agent IP. Is there any agent IP here? No, I didn't see.
No.
Okay, that agent ID might be
That
the
is it.
target. It can be the target IP because that's where the alert is targeting. So it's going to be the agent IP here. This is what is holding the agent. Mhm. Then the agent name itself is VPN gateway. So and we'll see full log of what happened. Here, I think it's called event of interest, if I'm not mistaken. Then they have the ID input location where it's located, the manager name. I think we have also manager stroke host name here. We have it here. So when you have to take time, just take a few minutes, go through your Wazuh, match it along with these reports.
I
And
haven't gotten a login.
he said
I haven't gotten a login to Wazuh.
the one you used yesterday has it expired?
You sent that login on what's it called? You sent it to the chat box on
Okay, and it
on the
disappeared
group.
after that, right?
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. Let me get it again. I think it's still here. So this time around, when you copy it out, please try to save it a little bit, at least before I get any other one from you, specifically from you. Okay.
Uh, yes. Please, can you um, go back to that incident report that you just opened on while we just now?
Okay. Which incident report? The first one
No, not this uh, not this material on the wall.
on the Wazuh. Okay. Yes, please.
I don't know why I'm not seeing the message icon on my screen.
Message icon for what?
Yeah, like the message you sent just now. I can't find my message icon. I said,
Are you serious? Okay.
please send it to me on WhatsApp.
That's what I want to do. Just copy it and send it. Yeah.
So from this um report on Wazi, the question I want to ask is, first of all, understanding apart from understanding the ID, the agent name, the source, and the attacking uh, uh, the target IP. I'm also assuming that for you to know what whoever is assessing the target is doing, you follow, um, I think it's cyber Q chain. You follow the steps and understand what that person is doing or has done. But now, my question is, exactly how do I really pinpoint what this person is doing in that system from this
If,
log now and this was
when you look at the full log, you see what has been captured. For example, the full log says gives you time, then gives you um, the system, then tells you the services and also tell you what happened. If you look at the one that we use for the test, where is it? Event of interest, TA credential, T brute force, user missed the password more than one time.
okay.
So there is always a description of what is happening, what that report captured. Then you can now say, okay, this happened in by February 18th. So if you go a few more days, searching, you can streamline your searching to this part. Say, okay, show me everything that this IP address have done in the past 4 or 5 days. It will now your Wazoo can now um, filter out that particular IP address. For example, let me see this IP address for us to filter it and filter for value. So let us is it plus or minus? Let's check the minus. So it gives us all the stuff that has happened with this guy, that particular IP address. So if you check them all, it will be that particular guy's IP address. Where is it? So please, you have to take time. Penning down, the more you go into Wazoo, the more you will have more questions and the more you will have relevant questions to ask. And it is very, very important that you do because it is in the doing that you will find out the questions that you need to ask and what exactly you need to know. Do you understand me? So it's not something you just
Yeah.
cram. It's something that by practice you should, as you're practicing, first of all, when you come Wazoo um, on the Wazuh interface, you go to your threat intelligence. and look at the things that has happened, the events that has happened. So okay, maybe you pick this first one, open it, take a look at what has happened. Go to the full log. Okay, this is the IP address of the agent and the ID. This is the name. This is the full log. Okay, you do a report, a replica report of what we did on the sample. Do the report. Then you'll be also watching the dashboard. All this is authentication failures. Authentication failures. Okay. Who knows? You might find a level 12 and above, which might not be authentication failure, which might be something even harder or very, very important that the manager should see and take cognizance of. So by the time you keep on doing this, at least targets to raise, if nothing less, at least hundreds of the tickets, different tickets. You can also start getting used to how to add the filter. You can decide to add a filter, a filter for name, filter for ID, filter for agent IP. It will show us all the stuff that that IP has done within the particular time frame. When we're also looking for, if you raise a report and I want to go and verify that report, I will use this particular, where is it? I'll use this particular ID, which you must not forget when writing a report, the ID. I'll use this ID to go back to the Wazuh to find that particular incident because what is here is over thousands. Okay, so without those IDs and parameters, one cannot be able to find the one that anybody has worked on. So the best way to do it is to, we're going to be doing rehearsals on how to find reports, how to trace it back. Don't know whether you understand me.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I'm talking through the nose. I've not been feeling too well. I don't know, since that last week that I had a heavy outing. I've been using this week to see if I could get myself back to normal, but it's all right. So get yourself a little bit busy. By our next class, we will be looking at this meta attack framework, so that we look at it. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which goes from beginning, which is reconnaissance, down to impact. You look into a little bit of them, then you also do your own homework from there because it is very, very large. So thank you very much, and expect the recording also today, hopefully. Like I said, the previous one has already been put into your folder.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, you're welcome. Bye bye.